All right, YouTube. So I am in the shop this morning, getting things ready for paint. I've got my die grinder out and I'm just scarfing up the parts. And if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys can see that, but each part, and I don't know if this was a issue with the die that Vans use or how, but you can see how that is crimped up. And the problem is that there's a profile skin goes around that. And what you'll find is you're not going to get that skin to bend this. What will happen is the skin will conform to that dimple. So you'll get dimples in the skin and everything. There's one that's really bad. So what I am doing is I have my flattener, my duck bill, quack, quack. And I'm going to the skin, and I'm going to those pieces, and I'm flattening them out. And so you guys need to kind of do that. And it's kind of tricky because you can't, obviously, this is flat, and this is curved. So you got to kind of put these in at an angle and do them. But I'm getting them done, as you can see, getting those dimples out. So, yeah, make sure you take a look at yours. Because I think there's probably a bad run. I don't know. I mean, stuff happens. It's amazing how well they form these pieces. So, so yeah, just make sure that you go through them and make sure that, especially on these profile pieces, the flat, you'll do it as well. But I've noticed that on the profile, it does it very significantly, very noticeably if you don't take those defects out. Well, hello, YouTube. Back in, well, I'm in the shop every day. I kind of work from the shop. So, yeah, there's my little setup over there, my little home office. Yeah, for those that are joining, I know we got some new subscribers. Welcome aboard and everything. So, so yeah, it seems the shop has been, we've been cleaning out the house and everything. This is actually stuff for my brother's house who we're storing. When people find out you have a hanger, and there's painting, and we're going to talk about that. When people find out you have a hanger, have room, they want to fill it up. But we're getting to the point to where we're going to have to start getting rid of all the stuff. So yeah, if you want cooking equipment or things like that, this is the pile of yeah, this is junk stuff that we accumulate that we're getting rid of. But the reason why you're here is to see how we're doing on the airplane. And so, yeah, so today I was able to, the weather cleared and it is cold. It is right now 64 degrees, but when I came in the shop, it was 34. So it's actually warmed up quite a bit here in Florida. It's not always, well, it is always sunny in Florida, but it's not always warm. So we had a cold bout. And we have another day, I think it's going to get down in the 30s. And then it'll be back in its traditional 60s, 70s overnight. So, yeah, love Florida. So, yeah, I got all the parts for the flap painted, primed, or as some people would say, so we don't upset the authorities here at the airport. We got it, corrosion resistance was added. So, so yep, and we got the skins done. They're laying here on the fuselage and everything. So those are drying. But yeah, so here's the painting booth. We've been doing some other painting. We actually have a 180 that's being painted over in the other hangar. That's why you got the blue. That's the top coat for the 180 that's being painted. So yeah, and for those that have not seen this before, my painting table, normally for the big long stuff, I just lay out 2x4s across the benches and paint that way. But for the smaller parts, I built this 3 foot by 4 foot table with wire mesh going through. You use chicken wire and stuff that will let the air go through, and that way you're not lifting the parts with your air coming out of your gun and everything. And so yeah, so we got that done. Paint wise, some people have asked. I've got things here. So I use the Anza Noble 2-part epoxy. Works really well into my Spectrum, which is cleaning. and everything, or not cleaning, it is soaking. I will be cleaning here in a little bit. And then I really like these Spectrum disposable containers, and they basically, you can get them at Harbor Freight or whatever, but they're disposable, so you don't have to worry about cleaning out your your tank and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to order another quart. To finish the plane, like I said, I've got another flap that I have to paint, and I've got the skins for the back side of the wing, or the wings. I've got some more skins, so I would, looking at all the parts here, I would easily say that I've got, I need to order another quart easily to finish that all up. It is a different color, if you guys see. So the paint that I'm painting with now is that really bright green, and that's the dark green. It's going to get over painted anyways. That will all be painted by when we decide to actually finish paint, top coat everything. So don't have a problem with this. This paint here was rattle can paint done with SEM and everything. So we that was done with SEM rattle can. Originally, when I originally started this project, I was going to go with the quick build wings and the quick build everything, and because of delays and different things of that nature, this is a quick build fuselage. Delays, I ended up ordering the wings, and I figured with that it would be a can of the SEM primer paint runs about $22 now a can, and everything, and it just was not cost effective to do the rest of the plane with the rattle can. Huge difference. Obviously, this is epoxy paint, so it's a lot stronger, a lot more scratch resistant than the SEM is. The SEM, I love the SEM. If you're doing small parts, small batches, and you don't want to deal with the epoxies and all of that stuff, the SEM is the way to go. Is definitely the way to go. And that's what I would use if you're doing larger batches. It's just not cost effective. You can get a gallon of the Anzo Nova, if you look around, for about $350 for 2 gallons. It's a gallon A and a gallon B, so it's actually 2 gallons by the time you mix it up. But that has its own I don't want to say problems, has its own things. You have to, it is an epoxy paint, so you got to wear full respirator, full mask, got to have the equipment, the gun, all of that stuff. The Spectrum HVLP, it's a great gun for this, and it's got, I believe, a 1.7. Yeah, it's a 1.7, and it works great. Lays down a really nice coat of paint. So, corrosion inhibitor, really nice coat of corrosion inhibitor. So yeah, as you guys can see, it looks, this looks good. So I wasn't slacking, just waiting for the weather to break so I can get in here and get some painting done. And we got to let these cook for a day or so, or a day, and then we'll get moving on to the rest of it. Now, what am I gonna do? So this came, I was told, this is the quick build. The quick build apparently this one came from Brazil. That's what the guy who dropped it off, this is all he does is drop off RV-10 planes. And he said that this one, by the looks of it, came from Brazil. I have no idea. Now, one of the things you guys will notice, this is not primer. This is anodyne or allodyne. So this was done with the allodyne. Or allodyne, I can't pronounce it. Anodyne, allodyne. I think what I will do, there's a lot of parts that still have to go on here. As you guys can see, I'm torn. Should I prime them, or should I just do the allodyne? I have to do some repair here. Something rubbed, and stuff. So I'm gonna repair these parts. I can tell you that if this was that primer, my primer that I use, a rub like that, I mean, it could happen. I mean, that's actually pretty significant. You can feel it. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to paint them or if I'm gonna get into the Aladyne process and just soak all the parts and you know, maybe get myself a bath or a tub of some sort and soak the parts in the Aladyne, because that's what they did with this and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. But the good news is we got our painting done. Our corrosion inhibitor is on. Like I said, we're gonna let that cook. After about a day, then I'll get in here and we will start assembling the one of the flaps. Now we got two. I decided to do one at a time. The manual actually says do both of them at the same time. I find that leads to problems getting parts mixed up and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna do one at a time and then you know, get this one done, put it on the rack and move on. I gotta clean, man, it's just this place, it's crazy. Cooking supplies. When I went to chef school, yes, I did graduate from an actual accredited chef school. So I got cooking. If you guys need cooking supplies, let me know. I got a bunch of them. And if you're in the Florida area, let me know. I'll be glad to ship them to you. I got, you know, all that. But yeah, from looking at this parts rack, yeah, I still got a lot of parts. You know, those are skins. I got inside. I got the airplanes, the wing skins, and stuff like that. So I still have a lot of parts that I need to start chewing up. I'll probably move some things around so I can set that flap on one of these racks. I really love this rack, by the way. And if you guys look at some of my older videos, you'll see me. If you're building an RV10 and you have this space, or if you don't have the space, that this rack is incredible. I mean, it's just been, I would have to say it's about as nice as the benches are, you know, in order to store the parts and everything. So as you can see, you got space for all of the long parts. You got space for the smaller parts. You even got space in here for other longer parts. And then I actually mounted some hooks on the back side, and that's where the horizontal stab is, as you guys can see there. So, all right, it was not intended to be a tour of my messy shop or anything, but I'm here, I'm taking a video, might as well show you guys. So, so yeah, that's about it. Yeah, the vertical stabilizer, the rudder and all that is over there all wrapped up. Gosh, it's almost been 2 years now since we started, and so it got everything wrapped up snug as a bug in a rug kind of thing. But yeah, so that's about it. Just wanted to share you, give you guys a status update of where we're at.